Good evening, everyone, and this is your host Nighthawk, and we're here for another tutorial on Railcraft. This time we're taking a look at train carts and linking carts together to form trains. There's a couple of quirks with trains here. It seems like the best length of train to work with is actually 2 carts long, and what we want to do here is I'm just setting up the train boarding track. The, basically for all of the uh, boarding tracks and the holding tracks that you find for regular carts, there is also train versions of them. So we're setting up a couple of those. I've got liquid loaders and liquid unloaders, and I'm here at my the big tanks that we created for the steam boiler test. Now, what I've found is the best length of train, at least for the liquid loaders, the tank carts, seems to be 2 carts long. Um, at least with the 5x5 tank, you might be probably could do more with the larger tank. But what I've got here is 2 boarding tracks underneath. I put 3 of the loaders down, um, just because that seems to help with alignment. And then I've also got a little bit of track going beyond the holding tracks. The trains do seem to overrun just a little bit, and I want to make sure that they actually stay on the track when they get to their end point here. So that's the setup. You'll notice that the first train holding track, or boarding track rather, is stepped back from the first loader. That just makes sure that the whole train will actually end up under the loaders uh, before it stops. So now we'll go up here where I've built another big tank, and we're going to put the unloaders. First, we're going to throw a tank cart in the hole there, and we're going to put the unloaders in the hole in the ground here. And we're going to extend the track, and we're going to do the same thing with the train boarding tracks here. So we're going to have 2 of them on the second 2 loaders, and we're also going to extend the track just a little ways beyond, just to make sure that there's enough track for the train to be fully stopped on. The boarding tracks should fully stop the train on the unloaders, but it's good to have a little bit of extra just to be safe. So then I'm going to come down here. I'm going to turn off this section of booster track and put down 2 carts. And now to link these carts together, you hold down Shift and right-click on the first cart, and then right-click on the second cart. And I accidentally double-clicked on the second cart, so that's where the link failed that second time. So now we're going to give them a nudge and send them down to get loaded up. Now you can see that they didn't actually end up all the way under the loaders, but both carts are actually taking on liquid. So we're going to let them load up, and then we'll follow them over to the unloader. And you can basically extend the same configuration to whatever sort of item carts, your storage carts with the regular loaders and unloaders, whatever that systems that you might want to use. You can see the carts cruise up the track. I have them going up this long boosted hill, and they'll stop here, and both of them are now unloading into the second tank. So a couple of things to note here. If you're using detector rails to power your booster sections, you can make those boosted sections a little bit longer with the same number of detector rails. Um, this way, you can put 2 sections of booster and get a little bit more distance between them if you need to. Uh, Obviously, creative mode with cheats, it's a little easier to set up the cart tracks this way, but However, you need to set up your boosters or anything else. You can at least use two booster tracks between detector rails if you need to. Uh, so yeah, that's been a very brief glimpse into linking carts, and if you have uh, storage carts, then you obviously use the item loaders. Uh, I haven't figured out any good way to really position the carts any more accurately. Um, I've had, when I was doing the initial testing for this video, I did have sometimes where the lead cart would just stop suddenly on the very first boarding rail, and then there's other spots where they just seem to run straight through all of the boarding rails, and it wouldn't stop until it hit the very last one, leaving all the other carts off in the end there. So, still have some testing to really figure out how best to make use of it. But as far as using it for liquid transport, uh, it's definitely a good way of building up. You can build trains that you could even have trains that are laid out over a bunch of, basically a long line of unloaders that all have pipes connected into your tanks if that's the way you wanted to go. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Please hit like and subscribe. It greatly helps me out. And I will see you guys on the next tutorial. Bye.